Welcome back to another episode of Love Living Local 315. We are your hosts, Scott and Kelly Greats, and we are on a mission to shine a spotlight on amazing people doing amazing work right here in Central New York. Today's guest is Yarden Carroll, a marketing strategist, brand storyteller, and the powerhouse behind Crown Creative. She's not just building brands, she's helping visionaries turn buried brilliance into ROI driving business assets. From engineering systems to crafting messages that move people, Yarden is here to show us how to structure clarity and strategy that can unlock your legacy. So let's get into it. I got to say, when I was reading up on you, on your website, I mean, there was like so many golden nuggets, so many bullet points online. People need to check out the Crown Creative website and just read the About You.
Yeah, it got updated last night because I do stuff like that when I'm like, I get like, I'm going to update it. So you may see some different things. So,
Well, I liked what I saw.
It's better now.
So you describe Crown Creative as part rebellion, part reclamation. I struggle with that word.
Yeah, I know.
But I like that word.
Reclamation?
Reclamation.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the moment that you knew this was your calling?
I don't like being told what to do. I like doing my own thing. So it was just, I knew early. I mean, I was 3 years old being told, little girl, stay in your place. And I always just remember being a big personality, telling everybody, I'm a woman and I'm serious. So it was just something that I knew at an early age that I was not going to be told what to do and I was not going to listen. And I just made a way, even when I felt like there was no way. And I just took, some of the traumatic experience. My dad passed away during COVID. So I really tapped into my creative element because I had lost sight of it. Prior to that, just going through the motions of being a mom and a wife and working. And COVID just was very hard for a lot of us. So I just had to find myself again after that. So I just dove into, I went back to school. I've got multiple degrees, which maybe we'll find out about. But I just wanted to reconnect with things that really made me happy again. And that's kind of where Crown Creative was born. I was daddy's little girl, so I was a princess. So I had to bridge the two of them together, and that's kind of how it came alive.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your degrees and your journey getting here.
Yeah.
And different things that you've tried and you realized they weren't for you, and then now.
Yeah. I am a habitual pivoter. I believe as long as you have breath in you, that you do not have to stay stagnant or complacent.
I got that.
Yeah, I'm really just big on movement. And if you want to change, you have to be the change. So I have 4 degrees. I have a math and science degree. I have a registered nursing degree. I was scammed out of my bachelor's degree in nursing. That's a whole nother story. I have an electrical engineering technology degree, and I have a bachelor's degree in digital and marketing and business, and dual certifications in marketing and digital marketing.
You're officially the smartest person we've ever had.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I just
Or most educated.
habitually bored, and I just find stuff to do that stimulates my mind.
Well, you're doing it now. This is unique. It's impactful. It's timely as AI pushes into our lives in a big way. You talk about, everyone has incredible ideas, but they struggle to, and I'll say it not as nice as you will, but they struggle to be heard, right? To cut through the clutter, to tell their story in a way that attracts others. And that's where you step in and you help.
Yeah.
So major pivot from everything you just spoke about into this brand building, mission driven messenger work that you're doing now. So How'd you get there?
Well, I've always been a storyteller. I've been kind of coined Katharine Hepburn at my house, my overly dramatic. I don't consider myself overly dramatic. I just like to say, I I overly emote, I say. But it's something about when you're a child, you're to be seen and not heard. And I don't think that that's necessarily fair. So I teach my kids to tell their truth. If something's bothering you, you have to use your voice, speak up. So I think a lot of people, at least in our generation, that's what we were taught, and it stifles you, and you can't tell your story, and you can't stand in your brilliance, and it just is not fair to us. So I think a lot of experts, a lot of women, especially, because those are primarily people I work with, they are bold, they're brilliant, but they are hidden. And what's the point of being brilliant and being a best kept secret? I don't see the point in it, So I feel like if you have great ideas, you deserve to have your story told. So it's really about articulating your value in the most creative way. And it's really asking the right questions. Sometimes it's hard to tap into those, but I find that I ask very difficult questions. Sometimes it makes people cry. Sometimes it makes people very annoyed with me. I tend to piss a lot of people off, and it's okay. But then they come back and then they're like, okay, well, now I can see why you asked that or said that. And, usually we get down to the meat and potatoes, and then we can move past the barriers, and then we can actually tell the story that they really want to tell. So
that's awesome. And what you said about children being not silenced, but not being able to speak how they feel.
Right.
When are they supposed to be able to do that? Is there a certain time? So that's why it's important that we're teaching kids at a young age now to have their voice be heard. My other thing is a lot of people need reinforcement. They have that idea and they have the vision, but some of them don't have the confidence in themselves to believe that it can work. And for you, it seems like, you come in and you say, well, this is a really good idea, but what about this and this and this? And they have to do the work to grow, to build that business.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Talk us through your REGAL and impact frameworks. What are these? What acronyms?
Yeah. So REGAL framework is, I have a 6-week Accelerator, but it's a 90-day container that I work with service providers, high-value service providers. It's primarily coaches, consultants, and creatives. They need a lot of help packaging their services, which is offer creation. It's just a pretty way of saying, how do you deliver your service? What's the container? What's the vehicle that you deliver this service, right? So I help them package it. I help them position it. How do they articulate their value? So the R is for what's the result? The E is for, is it engaging for you and for the client? Because nobody wants anything that's boring, right? The G is what's the guarantee? Whether it's a guaranteed outcome, it can be tangible or intangible, but it has to be measurable in some way. The A is for avatar aligned, which is often interchangeably client, you've heard the term. And then the L is for lucrative. So is it something that can make them money and eventually grow? So the goal is to get them an offer that is going to grow their business. So you want one offer, one person, so that they can grow it over time. And then eventually they can add other offers to their suite. The impact framework is more for mission-driven organizations who need help with internal programs or internal initiatives. They often lack strategic alignment. So the I is for identifying gaps and goals. The M is for mapping out strategic alignment and systems and success. The P is for I'm very system and framework oriented. So the P is for positioning their messaging. A is for activating internal champions because they tend to really leave out a lot of the people that are involved. The C is for the communication channels, and the T is for tracking and optimizing. So ultimately, the impact of the programs and initiatives that these organizations, they have to be aligned with the missions. And the messaging and everything else has to make moves and ultimately impact in a positive way everyone that's involved. So that's the goal of
So like
the framework.
impact program is like an improvement plan almost for existing companies and businesses that might be struggling a bit.
It could be. It could be a program. It could be leadership development. It could be an initiative, change management. It could be whatever program. It could be messaging. It could be a lot of things. But most of the times, the barrier for mission-driven organizations, they lack strategic alignment, which it could be miscommunication. It could be a lot of different things. So they lose a lot of money and leave a lot of money on the table because of things
That
like
disconnect,
that.
right?
So you're very unique in that most people are right or left brain. There's not many like yourself who kind of play on both sides.
Yeah.
Right? To be a creative and then to have that engineering structural side. There's a book called Rocket Fuel. I don't know if you're familiar. Okay, so here's the bottom line principle of it. It says that every business or partnership needs two people. It needs an integrator and it needs a visionary. And you kind of are both for people, which is unique. So talk to us about who is your ideal client? Like who, I don't want you to paint yourself in a corner, but you know, if someone's out there listening and going, hey, is this for me? Like who is that person you're looking for?
So I have two ideal clients. And I don't know if you've ever heard of, like I am a manifesting generator. I don't know if you've ever heard of, some people are not into the woo-woo, but I'm into the woo-woo.
Law of attraction, self-fulfilling
all
prophecy,
of that,
manifestations.
I'm into all of that. Sure. So I am definitely right and left brain, but I can't do both at the same time. I got to do my creative, and then I've got to do my systems and things like that. But on the consumer side, you have to be someone who has the desire and want to get from behind the camera. You want to be seen eventually, and you have these big ideas, and you want to come out from behind the camera, and you want everyone to know you're the best kept secret, but you don't want to be the best kept secret anymore. So you're that type of consultant or coach, and you want to go to the next level. That's my ideal client who's just struggling to get to the next step. And then my corporate ideal client is a mission-driven organization that is doing great work, but people really they're just struggling to convey what it is that they do. They've been around for a long time, but people don't know what you do. Maybe you have a team, but no one knows what you do. Everybody tells a different story. You go to different, you throw different events, and everyone's telling something totally different. I don't know. You throw great events, but we still don't know what you do. You're leaving lots of money on the table. It's just one of those things. We got to get it together.
And you're a perfect guest for us because that's really the mission of our podcast is to find local businesses, help them tell their story so that other people find out about them and can go to them for their services or whatever they're offering. Yeah. So that's really exciting. You speak candidly about navigating ADHD. How did this challenge transform you into the superpower that you are right now? A lot of people think the diagnosis is something that is a negative, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but for many people, it's an amazing quality that you can have because, you know, you have the drive and like you said, you pivot very nicely.
Well, it was a negative for a long time because people kind of give you for me, it was never.
Well, in schools, they didn't.
No.
The diagnosis has just become more prevalent now.
Well,
we're working with kids
well,
now
not for
more.
women. Not for women. I mean, girl, I never.
You are right. It is definitely more. At least in the past, it was more heavily diagnosed with males than females.
Because I was just really talkative on all my report cards. She's a great student. She just talks too much. She talks too much. I'm just like.
Very social.
Yeah, social butterfly.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm like, but I had great grades. I think ultimately, I got diagnosed at 39, but I ended up finding out because my youngest son is autistic. So, it was just going through a lot of the things he was going through and checking all the boxes. I'm like, oh, that's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. And then I had a formal diagnosis at 39. And then just knowing all of the systems and the frameworks, and I have hyper focus. And then I get extremely irritable when I'm focused on something. And then they come in and it's like, Mom. And I'm just like,
yeah. Don't bother me right now.
like, I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
So it's just, I had to turn it into something that really moved the needle for me because I got a household to run. I got 3 boys, dual sport athletes. I got an autistic son. I got a husband that works 4 a.m. I had a job. I've got a business. Like, I have things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm over 40, perimenopausal.
Yep.
Like, it can't be something that's debilitating.
Yep.
So the choice was it had to be a superpower. There was no other choice.
Yep.
So that's just the way I looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do these accelerator programs.
Mm-hmm.
They're how long?
So we build the offer out in 6 weeks, but it's a 90-day. We work together intimately for 90 days.
What's the logistical breakdown? Like, how are you meeting with people?
So we meet every week for 6 weeks, but then over the course of 90 days, after the 6 weeks, we meet bi-weekly.
Okay, and that's in person or Zoom?
Zoom.
Zoom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that came out of COVID, right?
Yeah.
That's just, which
It is brilliant in a way.
Yeah, it changed my business
Yeah.
too. I mean, we're just able to impact more people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Talk to us about a moment, if you have one, where it was like that aha moment where you're like, this work really matters. I'm making a difference to people.
The first iteration of it was tough because it was something I did for myself, and I was literally throwing spaghetti at the wall. 3 years I was I invested heavily in Facebook ads, funnels, the wrong programs, and I buried myself in a lot of debt. And my marriage was on the rocks because I was just doing all of these things and nothing was working. So I had to tap into something that I was like, I can't do this. It was either quit or, so I just started doing like live streams and doing organic content because I ain't have no money to do nothing else. I invested it all in Facebook ads and nothing worked. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try these live streams. So I did live streams. And then I noticed over time that as I did the live streams, I started seeing people engaging with my content. And then my conversion rate for sales started to increase because the discernment for buyers, as we get overloaded with all this information and they have access to information, more access to information, the discernment of the buyers is starting to go up. So I started articulating my value a lot better. So I focused mainly on organic content. So that's what I started teaching my clients, and is building out a visibility engine with organic content, not focusing on paid advertising right out the gate because you lose money. It was just about building an offer that is focused on articulating your value, building it in a container that is going to get results for your clients, focusing on the transformation, not throwing everything in the kitchen sink in your offer, because nobody wants all of the templates in videos, because some of us do have short attention spans. We don't want to do all of those videos. We don't have time for that. So it was just something I had to rinse and repeat and just reiterate and relaunch. And I learned, and I just created it based off of my own
Personal experience.
And then that's what I did.
No one talks about that part of the business, right? It's always the we celebrate the people at the top of the mountain.
Nope, they
Yeah,
don't.
the
They don't
journey.
show it.
And we forget about the journey.
It
Yeah.
must be nice, and looks like you're doing well, right? And no one talks about the first 3 years.
Blood, sweat, and tears that go
When
into it,
you're-
where you're like on the brink of saying, like, no, I
bankruptcy,
can't
foreclosure,
do this.
divorce, depression, all things all at once.
I've been through it all. I've seen it.
We had a moment.
We've had a few moments.
We've had a few moments. So for listeners who feel like the best kept secret, like they have a service or an idea that can work, what is the first mind shift that they need to make? What's the first step that they need if you were to give them advice right now for free?
For free.
For free.
So there's a couple things. I mean, I can't just give you one thing. I would say, because I just give a lot. I'd say, first of all, there's facts and there's feelings. You have the credentials, you have the experience. What's the facts, right? Are you, like, the feelings are not, those are not real. So you have to silence the internal chatter, because if you don't, you're never going to get anywhere. Then I would say take inventory of the things you really, really, really love to do, and then the overlap of what gives you joy. And then take the overlap and what is it that you can continuously give from overflow, not give from depletion, and start there. Because I mean, I love what I do, and I don't feel like I'm giving and I'm depleted, because honestly, it's something I do often.
So many people are caught in that mindset that they go to work every day and they come home and they're making money, but they're not happy with what they're doing all day long. And they don't realize that then you bring it home with you, and it plays into your home and your personal life as well.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing.
All right, this is going to be a personal question, because I need help with this too.
Uh-oh.
No, personal for me. You're good. John and I talk about this a lot, right? So
Am I going to be surprised?
no, I'm a content creator.
Okay.
I'm a writer. I'm a speaker. The barrier to entry today, the good news is it's lower than ever. The bad news is it's lower than ever, right? Anyone that has a credit card can get some microphones and a camera and start a podcast, and they can, start a YouTube channel. And then there's that thing, what's it called? AI, that is coming in, and, my 6-year-old daughter can now go in and type in a few key things and bring out the best content ever, right? In seconds. So for someone that you're working with, like me, right, who's trying to be seen and heard and stand out and throughout all the clutter, right, when everyone is now a content creator in some way, like, how do you deliver that unique, impactful, memorable message or story? What's the framework to that where I keep my relevance in this sea of everyone trying to jump into this space?
Well, that's a really good question.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
there was a lot in that question.
Oh my
there.
God,
I
that
think
was
there-
a loaded
That
question.
one should take us home. We'll
So I think ultimately, there's definitely the stages of the funnel, right? I think a lot of people are talking to them from the solution, there's a lot of the how-to content, right? And then we're not talking to the people. The majority of the people we're talking to is from solution, how to. We need to talk to the identity and talk to the people who don't know they have a problem, or the people who have a problem, but they don't know. They need you to identify with them. You need to speak to the emotional aspects and trigger them to move, to make a decision. They have all the how-to content in the world. They can go on TikTok. They can go on YouTube. They can go on Reddit, everywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that. It's overloaded, it's oversaturated. That's God's honest truth. Everybody sounds the same, right? But if you can resonate and move them from one stage, I didn't know I had a problem. Now I know I have a problem. Now this guy is the best person to learn from. And now I know he's the one person that I want to buy from. Like, you have to identify with them at each stage of that buying cycle to get them to shift their mindset, and identify with them each stage, shift their mindset, and let them know you're the only solution so that they can ultimately want to buy from you. I think we just need to resonate with them on a personal level more, identify emotionally with them, trigger them. Just stop talking to them, telling them what to do.
Steps. Like, I don't need steps.
No, we want, like, what is it's, to me, it's all scam and salesy and cringy now. It's not very authentic.
Yeah.
I don't feel emotionally triggered by, I know who I listen to. I have 5 people I listen to all the time. Those are my go-to people. Amy Porterfield, Jerisha Hawk. I mean, I can name them, but those are my go-to people. Like, I will buy anything they sell. I mean, Beyonce, I don't even care if it's good. It's just, I'm just saying, like, there's those people because they trigger me emotionally. You just have to know what stage, what are they feeling, and produce content around the emotional triggers and each stage of the buying cycle. That's what I would do.
Yeah, and it all starts with the story, right? I say all the time, telling is not selling.
Right.
You have to be able to tell a story. Stories create emotion.
Right.
We cry during certain songs, right? We root for people in a movie that we know isn't even real,
right.
Because we get tied into that story. And that's why your work is so powerful, because you give people a tool, right, to be able to first identify what is your story, what's your value, how can you solve someone else's problem, and then how can we create a story around that to create emotion so that we can bring it all together.
Right. I still cry at The Lion King.
That one gets rough early.
I know. I'm just
Don't get my wife started.
Oh my God,
I kill all the moms in the Disney movies.
It's so terrible. I can't. Like, let's not talk about
They have
Disney.
a formula. They suck you in.
They suck you in, especially as females, and then we get sad, and then
and then you spend more money.
Yeah.
Let's talk about living here, and the community. And I feel like our community, we've talked about it before. It's big, but it's small enough where these stories matter, at least for me. Like, I would rather, I am so big on promoting small businesses and going to people that have a story and that I know it will help them. How has this community shaped both your personal journey and the growth of Crown Creative?
So when I first started, I had no idea half the networking community, because I was in my own bubble in corporate. I had no idea that there was so much out there. So I was like, oh my God, who's going to accept me? And I was just out there just winging it. But there's so much currency in having a network and a community. I don't think people realize you have to have rich relationships and you have to get out there. I've had so many referrals. I've had so many people connect me with people that I would have never been connected with if I did not get in the rooms and just get out of my shell and just walk and have the audacity to just go in rooms I would have never thought to have the gall to go in those rooms just because. So I would have never crossed the paths with those people if I would have stayed stuck in my own way. So my business has grown exponentially this year alone. Just getting in masterminds, getting in business accelerators, just connecting with different women's groups, the Wise, WBOC, just CNY Women's Group, just connecting with people on different levels. I don't think I would have the success that I have in my business today if I didn't get out and network. So,
and in a bigger city, when you think about it, we are a community that I really truly hope and believe that wants to help others succeed. So that's where it comes from. Hey, I've got this person that can help you out, and the networking is huge. Whereas when you get into cities that are too big, I feel like you lose that small community referral, personal based, like where I've worked with this person, they're wonderful. Like that speaks huge.
Yeah.
Rather than an internet ad or a Facebook ad or something like that.
Go back full circle to your childhood. You talk about the audacity of being in a certain room and you don't belong there. And I think that's a lot of the stories we tell ourselves and the lies we bring from our childhood, where, we see things through a certain lens. And the power of these networking groups that you speak of is, those people are there to tell you, let's rewrite that story. That's not true. I see you differently. Like you are, worthy of not only being here, but being a leader in that room. So let's talk about that room. You're hosting a free in-person workshop on Monday, September 29th, Wise Women's Business Center in Syracuse. What can attendees expect to walk away with?
Expect to borrow my confidence, bring a pen, bring a friend, and come ready to learn. Stop worrying about being the best kept secret. You got to show up in your brilliance and your boldness and get ready to package your offers and sell them confidently, because I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's get in the room.
Let's go. Where do they find more information? How do they register?
You can find more on my social media channels. I'm on LinkedIn, Yarden Carroll. On LinkedIn, I'm on... Not really on Facebook that much. Just a lot going on there. Gotta stay off of
a lot
there.
Of
I don't even have a
holes.
Facebook chat. I don't have a Facebook page at all.
Stay off of there for a minute. And you can go to my website, crowncreative.com. I'm there, and register, and I'll send you guys some links, and I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
We end all these with our rapid fire questions.
Oh,
They're
boy.
designed to be quick and easy. Some are, some aren't. Let's see how we did.
These are pretty good. I think they're going to be good.
Stamp of approval.
All right. What's a book or a podcast you recommend on repeat?
Repeat. Oh, Jerisha Hawk. She's like, that's my girl. She snatches edges and gets you together real quick.
Okay.
What's one business phrase that you wish you could never hear again or would never hear again? You can pass if you want.
I'll pass.
I'll give you mine.
What is it?
Nobody cares. Work harder. Drives me nuts. It's just this grind mentality.
Post on social media every day. I hate that phrase. Don't post on social media every channel. That's Gary Vee too. Don't listen. I love Gary Vee, but when you got a team of 1,000 people and you're a millionaire, you could post on. Yeah, don't post on social media 1,000 times a day.
So we drew it out of you.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
Sorry. Yeah, don't do
Don't be
that.
sorry.
One word your clients would use to describe you.
Audacious.
Early morning or late night when it comes to strategy and creativity?
Late nights.
See? What's something people get wrong about building a brand?
Something they get wrong. Work harder.
See?
Yeah.
Work smarter. You got to work smarter, not harder.
What keeps you grounded when things get chaotic?
My family.
It all comes back to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's your why.
Yeah.
Amen.
And yourself too.
Yeah.
Yarden Carroll, Crown Creative. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you
That
carving
was
out some
so
time for us.
good and easy. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.